as requested in today's live, I'm going to dive deeper into the marketing and social media side of creating your incredible, badass life and business. So welcome, I'm Jin. I've been a worldwide creator since 2012. Like it's been 11 years where I've been traveling the world, creating content on my phone, booking shoots, modeling, blogging, vlogging, all those things. And I did such a great job at building my brand, Jin N Tonic, that Instagram got deleted at 120,000 followers. So I know a little bit about what I'm talking about. Also, I've done my own personal study and invested in myself. Got a business MBA, whatever it's called, master's in business, all those good things. And in addition to unlocking my own mindset in marketing, to live life as an unlimited creator with location freedom, time freedom. You know, like I was up working till 4 a.m. watching Ted Lasso on Apple TV, which is so good. My roommate's sister got me hooked within like 10 minutes. I'm like, now this is my life. But because I wanted to, or working by the pool, or I moved to Miami Beach because there's plenty of Wi-Fi here. And right now, I'm even coming to you live from kind of like Kauai paradise, where I'll give you a little look. This isn't my place. It's fucking adorable. This sweet young lady, she's off in Japan and I'm staying with her pretty little calico kitty. So, or I'm popping in to visit. I said I'd pop in and come visit Sabina, who is hiding under the bed. But welcome to this gorgeous little paradise here in Miami Beach. I'm gonna come over here where this gorgeous natural light is. And as I said, it's been requested that I talk a bit more. You know, I offer my services after being a worldwide creator for the last 11 years. Let me get my phone in a spot. Oh, look at my little sunspot. Beautiful. Oh, I love it. So after being a worldwide creator for 11 years now, I also, hello, welcome, offer myself as a creative mentor, and I help others up-level their mindset and their marketing, and we tap into your own magic to create that next level in your life and biz. So it's been requested that I talk a bit more about social media and the mindset. Excuse me, I keep saying mindset because that's the shit that I love. That's foundational to everything. But then coming next definitely is the social media, the marketing side of things. So if you're joining live or even watching the replay and you have questions, pop it in the comments. Sabina, are you gonna come join? Hi, pretty lady. Are you a lap sitter? We're still getting to know each other. Come here, pretty kitty. Okay, she's gonna go murder some things on her scratching post. Good girl. I love that she's a calico. My very first kitty ever was a calico kitty. When I was 4 years old, I had a little calico kitty. Her name was Beauty because Beauty and the Beast was my favorite movie. Which is funny because I think more and more I'm looking, like now that I'm growing out my natural hair for the last couple of years, I look a little bit like Belle. And I really do love reading books and wouldn't mind marrying a beast and living in a castle. And I'm that weird girl, right? That's what the whole song is about. Anyway, which I talked about a lot in yesterday's live stream about when you're kind of the outlier and you're the triggerer, you're the black sheep, you're the one going off on a creative path, and you might be the first person in your family to do so. So yesterday we talked a lot about the mindset. Today let's talk a bit about the marketing. And something that I think would be a really good place to start and to share. And again, if you have questions, you have comments, pop them in this live, leave comments, and I'll share answers later. I want to know. But I have a free ebook called The 3 C's of Social Media Success. And you should go download it. Definitely, if you're interested in that, comment freebies. But I think it's a very foundational start to your marketing. And those 3 C's, and you can probably really guess, and this is the thing. Actually, this is like a direct quote from a live I did the other day with Kaylin Rutkowski, who's a like dark shadow priestess, feminine priestess. Amazing. Go watch that live stream too. She said, just because something is simple and easy doesn't mean it isn't also deep and profound. So these 3 C's are actually very simple steps. But the tricky thing is actually implementing them. Because if we all did, we'd all be seeing massive success online. And that's just like anything else. Like losing weight is actually a very simple thing. You have to burn more calories than you consume. So you eat a little less and you burn a little more and you're going to lose weight. You know, it's very simple. But the actual doing of it is a huge bitch. So those 3 C's of social media success, and this applies to any platform that you're on. Doesn't matter, you know, we're here on Instagram. I've kind of chosen this as like the spot I like to be. I also like to go share things on TikTok, but TikTok's more just like for fun for me, especially because I'm very like image heavy. That's why I'm here on Instagram, which if you've missed it, I actually have a 12-week program called Ready, Set, Badass, and I'm starting that up with my mentorship. Again, starting here in 9 days, we're starting another round of this Ready, Set, Badass program. And week 4, we talk about all the different social media platforms, and I actually break down, okay, if this is the type of content you want to create, or if this is the type of services or products you offer, or this is how you like to express yourself, like this is how we match you up with what platform works best for you. And we talk first about like who your ideal client is, what your goals are, what your brand is. All of that comes into play with picking the right platform. So regardless, once you've picked your platform, okay, what are those 3 C's of social media success? And you might not like them, okay? And the one I'm going to talk a bit more about today, I think, is content. First one is content. Because clearly, if you're going to be on a platform and you're going to market yourself, you have to have something that you're sharing. That's what content is. Anything you put up, that's your content. This live stream is part of my content today. I'm going to dive a little bit more, and I think that'll be really beneficial is if I talk a little bit more about what to be posting. I think that's a lot of times everybody's biggest question is I don't know what to post. So we're going to talk a little bit more about content, but there's other 2 C's so you know. And again, comment freebies. If you want the link to go download this free ebook, I consider it like your first step when you go to start marketing yourself. Start here is with these 3 C's. And I didn't realize until I started talking, like my lips and my mouth are so dry. I need water, but I'll talk quick so I can get to that. Content, which we'll talk about more today. Those other 2 C's are community, which you could guess because social media is meant to be a social place. And then I'm saving the best for last because this is the one that people struggle with the most, and this is the single most thing that's going to make the biggest impact in your life, in your marketing, and creating your biz and sharing it online. That 3rd C is consistency. I know, nobody likes that one. Everybody knows it. We all know it, and I think that's, for the most part, like 99% of the time, that's an individual's biggest struggle is being consistent with posting, with sharing, with showing up. Consistency. So nobody wants to hear that one, but it's absolutely true. Again, very simple, not always the easiest to see it through, but that's really what sets people apart. Anybody that you're looking up to that's achieved some sort of success that you're looking for, whether that's financial, whether that's how many followers they have, or weight loss or fitness goals, or maybe they speak 3 languages, whatever it may be. Anybody else that you admire what they have, I guarantee you they got there through consistent action, both internal and external action. So I guess I could make that like a 4th C is confidence, which I talked a bit about in yesterday's live too, how that's like an internal and an external thing. But for today, let's talk a little bit more about content quickly, unless there's something else that you guys want to bring up. Hello, welcome. Okay, so today we're talking about content, and we're talking about social media. We're talking about your marketing, your amazing marketing for your creative biz. And I think for the most part, as creative entrepreneurs, this is the part that everybody's really uncomfortable with, which was never, and I'm generalizing, I'm saying everybody, but in general, the creative entrepreneur struggles with sort of the marketing aspect side of things. Because I think, back in the day, like you were a Renaissance painter, right? And you went and you did, not really an internship. it was unpaid. It was more like a slave ship where you went, you learned a craft, and then the circle, it was all networking and word of mouth. And then you got benefactors and you got patrons, and then somebody, decided to invest in you, and then they paid your bills and you made art, right? You weren't really out there having to promote yourself. And today, as a creative individual, whether you're an artist or you're a masseuse or you're a speaker or you're a spiritual coach, whatever that might entail for you, designers, like any kind of hands-on art sort of thing, or digital products where you're teaching others, it's essential that these days we're wearing all the hats. And one of those hats is absolutely marketer. And that's something that I really see most creative entrepreneurs struggle with. And there's different factors into that, which is why I always teach mindset foundationally to our marketing, because there is a lot of things that come into play when it comes to comparing ourselves with others, imposter syndrome, confidence, like that lack of confidence. Yesterday we talked a bit about being like the black sheep, like kind of being the outlier. And so there's like an element of bravery and authenticity and showing up as yourself online. And, I understand that a lot, because here I am sharing that I can help you with your social media and your marketing. But meanwhile, I'm also a nude model. And I had to really look at that for a long time, in this belief that one of those things is going to prevent me from being able to be successful with the other thing. And that just, I can't let that. Carlotta's, hello, lovely lady. Where in the world are you at these days? Back to Italy, I wonder. But that's something that I have to get over, because the fact that I've spent 11 years as a mostly nude world traveling model is exactly what gives me the expertise and the experience to help others with their mindset and their marketing. So I have to accept all of me. And that can be a very difficult thing. So that's like the mindset component of marketing, which clearly I have a big love for. But let's talk about the actual marketing itself. And something that individuals really struggle with is the content creation. And what do I create showing up online? Hi, Jackie. Thanks for joining. And again, if you have any questions on anything, let me know. Like social media, marketing, mindset, model life, any of that. But talking about our marketing and our social media, and what content do we create? And there's, a lot of factors that go into that with what individuals tend to struggle with. And again, there's like that consistency, but there's just really like sitting down and being like, I don't know what to post. I hear that a lot. I don't know what to post. So I want to kind of break down. And again, this happens a little bit better inside the ebook, because there will be visuals. You can actually see and like read and look at some examples of this. Although I'm going to be honest right now, I don't know that I've added this to the ebook yet. So I've created so many things over the years that sometimes I forget. But so if I haven't added this to the ebook yet, the ebook is still really great. The 3 C's of Social Media Success. If you want a copy of that, comment freebies. I'll send you the link. But, I'm getting distracted. It's just me, talking about Beauty and the Beast. Look at this beautiful rose. Okay, I'm going to hold this beautiful rose for the rest of the time. And I'm going to check on Sabina. Hi, pretty lady. I see you. She's like hiding behind that curtain back there. Would love to check out the ebook. Awesome. Absolutely. I will send you the link, Big Toe Art. It's also, there's a link in my bio, but you can go do that later. But I'll make sure you get the link too. Look at this. It's so glittery. I love it. Okay, so content. I talk a lot about how content is anything that you're sharing. So it's a photo, it's a video, it's a reel, it's text, it's a selfie, it's fucking anything that you're putting up online, that's your content. And so without content, you don't have an online presence. So what do I post? And I think it really gets overcomplicated, because, okay, here's what I want to say, is that the way I teach will never be like a one size fits all. And anybody that says like, here's my secret formula, do these exact things, just like repeat what I did. I realized everybody here's how it works. Anybody you see with success, here's how it works. They went out and they learned a bunch of stuff. They took what they liked, and then they figure out what worked for them. And then once it worked for them, they go out and they teach that to others. And then as others, though, for us to see that same success, it's the same, it's a repeat where go gather information from different people and then figure out what works for you. So I'm not going to say like post this at this time. You know, it's not cookie cutter, right? Each person's unique. That being said, the types of content, what you might create within these categories is going to be different per person. Like maybe some of you are a makeup artist. You know, maybe one of you is a makeup artist. And another one of you sells like holistic, I don't know, there's so many cool things out there. I'm like holistic herbal lotions or something, right? So maybe one of you, like one's a service, one's a product, and then maybe one of you is a spiritual teacher on how to reconnect and heal your inner child. You know, like those are three very different careers, we'll call them, your creative path. So their content is going to be different for each of you, but the types of content that I like to categorize things into is inspiration, motivation, education. And I define those a little bit differently. So inspiration is anything that's inspiring people to share, right? Think of like the kinds of stuff that you tend to share to your stories on Instagram or that you share with your friends. It's all very inspiring content. And a lot of times this is where viral content exists, is in the inspirational category. This is the type of content that gets people to come to you, that gets people to come follow you. I just look so feminine today, which is funny because in my head, I'm Wolverine basically. And then I actually see me on camera and I'm adorable. Anyway, inspiration is what gets people to come follow you. And a lot of that times that is like viral or trending, like actually using trending audio or things that are popular, or think about like stuff that people want to be that they find inspiring. Now what happens though is if you're with any of these three categories, if you're only sticking with one, you're not going to see the most success possible. So an example I'd like to use for like the inspirational category is that recently I was working with a friend of mine. She's an incredible artist and a tattoo artist. And I told her, girl, you need to put your face and your tits into more of your photos and your reels. And her response was, but I want my art to sell itself. That's probably something a lot of you can relate to. I want whatever it is I'm offering to sell itself. And here's the thing. Her art is fucking incredible. I'm going to go ahead and say who she is. Machine Gun Kelly Ann. You should all go follow her. She's amazing. Her art's incredible. Her art does sell itself. But the purpose of the inspirational category of content is to get people to your account, is to draw people in to come see her art. And in this particular instance, it works really well because sex sells and she's very sexy. So I said, girl, put yourself out there. I'm also just looking at the time. I got to get going soon. I'm taking my roommate to the airport. Sabina, how are you? Okay, she's back there having a snack. Good. We're not quite at the point where she's playful with me, but she does let me pet her. She's very sweet. Anyway, so this inspirational category, content that people are inspired to share. Okay, sexy girls is definitely one of them. So if you're a sexy girl, like there's no shame in monetizing that. There really isn't. Because she had this reel that was sitting inside her phone for over a year. And she said, should I post this? And I said, do it. And that shit blew up. And she didn't like when I shared how much money she made from that. But in the next 24 hours after sharing that one reel, she made what would be for some people their rent. She made enough for rent. Not here in South Beach. Unless you have 4 other people in the room, which is a thing. But she made enough from posting that one reel that some people could pay the rent. And it was just because that was in the inspirational category. That was something sexy. And guess what? Social media is, unfortunately, fortunately, whatever. I'm not saying like I agree with this, but this is how it works. Sexual energy is definitely real. And if you're comfortable with it, go with it, right? But the thing is, and this was where I kind of got really burnt out in my modeling life and in a past life, right? Is that I was only trying to monetize, like, come look at my body. And for me, that wasn't the right fit because there's so much depth to me. And also, like, in my day-to-day, I really don't feel like I look like, nobody's ever stopped me on the street and been like, are you a model? You know? So again, like, you have to have a variety of content. So there's inspirational. Social media works kind of like high school. It's a popularity game. People like to like what other people like. So by posting stuff in the inspirational category, we're bringing people to you. Now, is everybody going to stay? Is everybody going to be the ideal client for you? No. And so that's where I'm talking about it can't be formulaic. It can't be cookie cutter. Because just because this sexy reel is what worked for her, you know, if one of you is an acupuncturist, that might not be what we would say to share. Your inspirational content might be more like an inspiring healing story of somebody before and after of the results they got through acupuncture. That's something inspiring that other people might want to share. That's something people like to look at that shit, right? So we got to bring people in. That's what the inspirational category is about, is bringing people to your page, getting more followers. That's where you get more followers. The other two categories I mentioned, and I'm going to speak quite quickly. Again, comment freebies. If you want a copy of the ebook, if you're watching the replay, the links in my bio. And also, or if you want me hands-on helping you figure out what this content looks like for you, we're starting Monday, 11/27. I think is what it is. Starting in 9 days. And I only have 9 spots left to take you on under my wing, my little baby birds, little mentorship with me. Okay. Motivation, education. So we have inspiration, that's inspiring people to share. Motivation is motivating people to buy. Okay, motivating people to become a purchaser from you. So that's a little different, right? Then it's not just like a motivational speech. Sharing a motivational speech is something that somebody's going to want to share. And again, there's going to be like gray areas and overlaps in all these areas, these categories. Motivating people to buy from you. What motivates people to buy from you? That same example I just gave of like a before and after of somebody like, you know, I used to have insane migraines and then I saw this acupuncturist and the before and after of that, sharing that could motivate people to buy from you. It could also be motivating, oh, did I do that? Did everybody see that? I'm on fire. Like all the fireworks that just came out of me. Did I do that? Did one of you do that? That was awesome. I'm on fire, baby. Fireworks. I love it. Shit. Talking about motivation, baby. Motivating to become your client. That's the type of content you want to share. And a lot of times this is the category where you have to showcase your authority. That was so fun. Showcasing why people should purchase from you. I guess I am on point. Yeah. All right. And then education, which again, I can go into each of these categories for like an hour, but I'm not going to because I got to go take my roomie to the airport and I want to cuddle this cat some more. So motivation, motivating people to buy. Education, educating them on all things about what you offer. Like, and yourself. You're educating people on, so I started this live stream, I've been doing this 11 years. That's education about me. And then I say, okay, I have this 12-step program. That's education on what I offer. So you can see, I believe if I only offered like educational stuff, that gets kind of boring and flat. You know, it's really good for the people that are already following me, but we want constantly bringing in, it's an unlimited world. We're unlimited creators. Let's grow and connect our community, right? So we need that inspirational. But if I'm just posting stuff about what I do and just posting stuff that are inspiring to share, but I'm never motivating people to buy from me. You can see how all three categories help each other. They're all necessary, which is why I break them down this way. Also in motivating, the motivational category would be testimonials, right? Sharing testimonials, sharing before and afters, sharing the results, sharing sales. We're stepping into holiday season, which is sale season, right? That's motivating people to buy. That's that category. But if everything I was posting was sale, 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 nobody's going to want to follow that. We all know those people. We all kind of tend to avoid those people because all their content is just selling and it's annoying. We need, okay, and then also this was inspiring to share. And then, also this was very informative of who this person is. And this is where you get to be personal. This is where the more personal you are, the more people get to know you. And this was something, too, I shared with Kelly. I was like, yes, your art sells itself. Like, seriously, she's an insanely amazing artist. Her tattoo work is fucking incredible. But if you just see a tattoo on Instagram, yeah, a lot of times, like, that's something that'll pop up and you might want to look at it. But it's her. Like, it's the fact that she's this badass boss babe. She just turned, like, 33 or something. She's young. She's lived in LA. She lives in Miami. She loves shooting guns. She rides motorcycles. She's just, like, the bitch. She is a boss ass bitch. And you want to and like that just like sells her so much more. And that's where she can start sharing, like, this is what got me into tattooing. This is like why I went from, she used to be like in woodworking. She used to be like a figure skater and shit too. Like every time I talk to her, I'm like, how old are you? She's had like 19 different iterations of her life. So right now she's a badass tattoo artist here in Miami Beach. And she works in her own home and everything. So that's the educational. Like, inform your audience about you through that content. Now, of course, in all those three categories, does that all make sense? I see some emojis. We got some fireworks already. So hopefully that's all landing. So you can see all three of those categories, how they help you. And none of those did I say, okay, and then this one should be a reel and this one should be this. Like, that's where then it comes down to what's up to you. And of course, I don't know where I break this down. I think I break this down more inside the course is, as I'm talking about social media platforms, like what type of content is good for what type of thing. So like reels tend to be really good for reaching new audiences. Carousel posts tend to be really good for informing. Text can be very motivating, like your testimonials, right? But not necessarily, this is where you get to have some freedom of sitting down and being like, okay, Jin said, these are the categories. And then listing out some ideas of things you can do within each of those categories. And then you get to decide, am I making reels? Am I making posts? Am I making videos? And here's the thing, there is 100% successful creative entrepreneurs out there who've never made a fucking reel in their life. If that doesn't inspire you, if it's too complicated, if you're not ready, like I never want to limit you on anything. And that's why I don't like cookie cutter approaches or like this was my formula for success. Yes, reels can be really successful, but also I know like this other guy, he's a digital marketer and he does like almost entirely carousel posts. He never shows his face. And here's what matters most too. Looking at the numbers, and this is the last thing I'll say. And again, any questions, leave them in the comments, blah, blah, blah. Is that the numbers that matter. Like, yes, he's seen incredible success with his engagement, with his, hi, gnarly, I'm just wrapping up. We're talking about the numbers that matter. So I talked a lot about content, and social media and what to post. And the most important numbers to matter, or the most important numbers to look at that matter the most. So he never showed his face. He just does carousel posts. He like never does reels. He's had insane success with his followers, with his engagement, like his content is doing really fucking well. But the numbers that matter most is, does he have clients? The numbers that matter most are the dollars in your bank account. 100%, all the time. And every time I bring up money with creative entrepreneurs, that's like but I don't know. I don't like charging for something I enjoy doing. Like, no. Like we can get you 1 million followers easy. It's a formula. Especially like I mentioned the inspirational category of content. If we just shared inspiring shit that other people like to share, it was just only trending, only popular stuff, we could get you to 1 million followers in the next year. Easy. But did a single one of those people buy from you? Is there any money in your bank account as a result of your time and effort? Like, that's what we have to focus on most. And this, in this particular example, this young man actually does do really well having clients as well. So not only does he have great content, he has a great online presence, he's never shown his face, he's never done a reel, he also has clients to show for it. So I just want to like make sure I mention that I'm not here to limit you. I'm here to help guide you, give you information, help inspire you, and like, okay, making sure that you're covering all these categories with the content you're posting. You're going to see more success that way. I promise. Okay. That's it for me today. My mouth is so dry. Goddamn. Never let me start a live without some water again. But don't we love this rose? Let's go find Sabina. Let's see if she'll let herself be on camera. And then we'll call this a good live stream for today. Sabina. Oh, hi, pretty kitty. And again, if you want to join me in a little mentorship, my 3-month mentorship program opens up soon. I don't think a lot of kitties don't like being on camera. Hi, pretty lady. Hi, honey. Hi, honey. Oh, that's a trap. That's a trap. Okay, she's showing her belly, guys. I might be in danger. Do you want a toy? Okay, we're gonna give her some toys. Okay, so that's it for me today. Again, my next round, 3-month mentorship with me, where we're gonna tackle all these things: your mindset, your marketing, tapping into your magic. I'm gonna be there with you, very hands-on, breaking this down, going through my 12-step process to create your next level. So if that interests you, comment ready, DM me. I'll give you the link. I've got 9 spots left. I already got 1 sign up, and I can't wait to get started. All right, enjoy the rest of your Friday. We will chat soon. Bye.